Light them up. Light the cigars up. Alabama drops Rocky Top 45-7. What's going on? It's Kyle Henderson of BamaInsider.com. Your post-game podcast. Unbelievable. Alabama is flying through the SEC. They are smacking teams around. It's not even close. The spread for this game, 36 points. Alabama beats Tennessee by 38 points tonight at Bryant-Denny in front of 101,000 fans. And let's face it, people were smoking the cigars at halftime. Good evening. Thanks for joining us on the post-game podcast on BamaInsider.com. My name is Kyle Henderson. Going to break down some key stats for the game, mix in some of Nick Saban's audio from this evening as Alabama moves to 8-0. We'll start with the scoring summary. Now, in the first quarter, in the first and second quarter, I mean, the game was kind of strange in my opinion. We didn't see Alabama just come out and knock Tennessee's teeth out like we've seen in the past couple games, like Alabama's done. But after a while, once Alabama got rolling, it got ugly. So let's start in the first quarter. Alabama gets on the board for the Bo Scarborough 1-yard touchdown run. It was a 12-play, 63-yard drive, lasted 5 minutes and 35 seconds. Alabama ended the first quarter leading 7-0. Second quarter, as I mentioned, it was a little bit of a strange quarter, but Alabama did go up 14-0 off another Bo Scarborough 1-yard touchdown run. And that drive was 15 plays, 85 yards, and lasted 4 minutes and 35 seconds. Both touchdowns, Alabama went in their jumbo package where they put Quinnen Williams, who's a defensive lineman, along with Daron Payne in the backfield with Bo Scarborough. It's a nice setup, right? When you have a 235-pound back behind two defensive linemen, yeah, you're going to get that 1 yard you need every single time. Alabama then went up 21-0 when Damian Harris scored from 11 yards out. That drive was 6 plays, 77 yards, and lasted 2 minutes and 1 second. Alabama went into halftime leading 21-0 and then came out in the third quarter, and Jalen Hurts connected with Irv Smith for a 14-yard touchdown pass. I thought Irv Smith played fantastic. We'll talk about him here in a little bit. That drive was 8 plays, 76 yards, 2 minutes and 21 seconds. Alabama led 28-0. Now, at this point, Alabama then put in backup quarterback Tua Tagovailoa through an interception, and which was returned 97 yards for a touchdown. Gave Tennessee a little bit of momentum, but Alabama showed that they believe in Tua, gave him the ball. Alabama would storm back and hit a 25-yard field goal. That drive was 8 plays, 52 yards, lasted 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Tua Tagovailoa then used his legs to scamper for a 23-yard touchdown run. Really one of the plays of the game. He hit the spin button, the circle button, put some people on ice, and he galloped for 23 yards to put Alabama up 38-7. Now in the fourth quarter, with 4 minutes and 49 seconds left, Tua Tagovailoa found another true freshman in Henry Ruggs. All he does is catch touchdown passes, scored on a 60-yard touchdown, which made the game 45-7 final. Henry Ruggs, this is crazy. Henry Ruggs has caught 5 passes this year. I'm serious, for 5 touchdowns. Pretty incredible stat. Alabama closes the door on Tennessee, defeats the Volunteers tonight 45-7. A couple key notes. Going into this game, Alabama ran for 53 attempts for 272 yards, as opposed to Tennessee rushing for 64 yards. Coming into this game, Alabama was allowing 66 yards rushing per game. Tonight, they allow only 66. Now, check this out. Passing-wise, Tennessee only had 44 yards during the entire game. 44. Think about that. Alabama, on the flip side, had 332 yards. As we look at the individual stats for tonight, Damian Harris led the Crimson Tide with 13 attempts for 72 yards, 1 touchdown. Najee Harris, the true freshman, had 7 attempts for 50 yards. Josh Jacobs on the night had 8 carries for 47 yards. Passing-wise for the Crimson Tide, Jalen Hurts was 13-21 for 198 yards passing with 1 touchdown. Longest was a 34-yard strike. That was to Irv Smith. Tua Tagovailoa, 9 for 12 on the evening, 134 yards with 1 touchdown. That was a 60-yard pass to Henry Ruggs. Receiving-wise for the Crimson Tide, Calvin Ridley, 8 receptions, 82 yards. Irv Smith, 3 receptions, 60 yards. Jerry Jeudy, 3 receptions, 48 yards. Hal Hentage had 2 receptions for 34 yards. Did you see that play by Hal Hentage when he caught the football and ran up the field tucked the football, buried through a defender. Man, I really like his game. Hell Hentage, very underrated player and a great downfield blocker. Xavier Marks was the punt returner tonight. He had 5 punt returns for 25 yards. J.K. Scott punted twice for 84 yards, an average of 42. Leading tacklers for tonight, Isaiah Buggs, who continues to have a very strong showing, had 7 tackles on the evening. Rashaan Evans, my goodness, played lights out through the roof. I mean, this guy has NFL written all over him tonight. He had 7 tackles, also recorded a sack. And how about Levi Wallace, the former walk-on here at Alabama, continues to be one of the stories of the entire defense. He finished with 6 tackles and 2 quarterback sacks. Hootie Jones had himself a nice night too, recording 6 sacks. Hootie Jones having a really nice season. And, I mean, Alabama, 8-0 on the year. And as we look at the schedule going forward, who's going to test these guys? Yeah, I mean, they're 8-0 right now. They have an open week through October 28th, and then they will take on LSU. Then they travel to take on Mississippi State. They got Mercer, and they're at Auburn. Tonight, Nick Saban talked about his team being 8-0. Here's what Saban had to say about these first 8 weeks of play.
You asking my assessment of our team through 8 games? I think the toughest games that we have and the best teams that we have to play are ahead of us. And I think that we're certainly going to need to play better and with more consistency and continue to improve in several areas like the balance that we have on offense, being able to throw the ball effectively on a consistent basis. I think that defensively we're going to get challenged a lot more than what we have in the last couple games. Played against 2 relatively inexperienced quarterbacks who struggled a little bit, and I'm sure they'll both be really good players someday, but this is not an easy place for a guy that's starting his 2nd game to come in and play with the noise and all that, and had the same thing last week. So I'm not real satisfied with, and I don't think anybody should be, in terms of where we are and what we've done. I think the most challenging games that we have are ahead of us.
You're listening to the BamaInsider.com post-game podcast with Kyle Henderson. Hope you're having a good night. Hope you're enjoying those cigars out in Tuscaloosa or wherever you are in the state of Alabama or in this great country. My name is Kyle Henderson. You can email me questions at kyle@BamaInsider.com, or you can just post on the message boards at BamaInsider.com. That's where I live, honestly. And we're breaking down Alabama and Tennessee. Alabama defeats Tennessee tonight 45-7 to move to 8-0. We're listening to Nick Saban's post-game comments, and I think it was really interesting what he said about Tua Tagovailoa, and I love this about the game tonight. I love the fact that they put in Tua, got him some playing time. Alabama was leading only 28-0, I guess, but they put in the freshman quarterback. He goes in, throws a pick. It was a pick 6, right? So the very next series, people are wondering, they're asking, what's going to happen? Is Alabama going to go back with Jalen in as the starter? And what happens? Alabama comes back and puts Tua in, and I'm really glad that they did. I knew they would. They have confidence in this young man, and I think Tua's really going to shine at Alabama once he gets his opportunity. And I think what we've seen through Tua has been progression. And I think tonight, when he responded from that interception and he came back and led a scoring drive, which was a field goal, and then that play that he had, which was a 23-yard run, I think you really see that Tua is also a dual threat. And Tua has a great passing ability, but a lot of people don't know that he has a little bit of shake on him, and he put that guy on skates tonight, and that was a really nice play. And I think the overall play, besides the interception, was solid. 9 for 12 with 1 touchdown, and he's hooked up with Henry Ruggs, I believe, twice this season, and they've both been touchdowns. I mean, tonight was a 60-yard touchdown, and he did such a great job just keeping his eyes downfield, stepping up, making a big play. Here's what Nick Saban had to say about Tua Tagovailoa following the game.
Played great. Played fine. I mean, he was fine. I mean, you probably don't know Tua very well, but he apologizes and says thank you and apologizes for everything, and he was apologizing for that. And, so You know, if you ask Tua how he's doing, he will say, "Thanks for asking." So, you know, sometimes I say that to him now. He says, "How's it going, Coach?" I said, "Good, man. Thanks for asking."
The defense continues to be really the glue of this entire team. I mean, tonight they hold Tennessee to a total of 108 yards. Is that even? I can't even. I'm like mind blown by that. Alabama has 604 yards of offense. Tennessee has 108 yards. I was watching the game tonight, and I was blown away with the play of Rashaan Evans. I think he's getting better and better as the season progresses. I honestly feel that he's Alabama's best defensive player. Tonight, Saban spoke very highly of Rashaan Evans. Here's what Saban said on Rashaan Evans, who finished tonight with, let's just double check. He had 6 tackles, including a quarterback sack and 2 tackles for a loss. Here's Saban on Rashaan Evans.
Well, he played a good game today, and, you know, he's getting healthier all the time, although he did get a little shoulder stinger, but he was able to come back from that, and we're able to utilize him in different ways on third down and put him in a position where he has a chance to make more plays now that he's gotten healthy. And since we lost some of the other guys that are our pass rushing type guys, the 2 outside backers in the first game and Deshaun Hand, you know, it's really important that we have him out there healthy and making the kind of contribution that he's making, especially in pass rush. But he played a really good game today.
Now, as mentioned, Alabama just rolled through Tennessee 45-7. Alabama racks up 604 yards of offense, holding Tennessee to just 108. What did Saban think about the game? Here are Saban's opening comments following Alabama's big win tonight over Tennessee.
How's everybody doing? Well, I was really pleased with the way our team came out and played in the second half. I thought we were more physical. I thought we had better energy. We played faster on offense. You know, defense did a pretty good job all day, especially on third down, getting off the field so they couldn't sustain drives. And you know, we had a lot of respect for their running back and their running game, and we did a pretty good job, except for a couple draws in long yardage situations of, you know, stopping the run. You know, so look, this is a big game for us. It's a big game for a lot of our people. It's a traditional game that means a lot to a lot of folks that we have a tremendous amount of respect for, and I'm excited, pleased, and happy that we were able to win this game. And I'm really pleased with the way we played in the second half. Thought we were a little sluggish in the first half. I thought we were a little sluggish in practice this week, which kind of carried over, but really pleased with the way the guys responded in the second half. We got to play quite a few players, which is always good. Tua got a lot of valuable experience out there, and even had an opportunity to bounce back after, you know, throwing an interception that they ran back for a touchdown, and we stuck with him so he could see that we had confidence in him, and he continued to play well. So he moved the team well and did a nice job. So all in all, I think this was a great team victory. Had a lot of guys contribute out there, even on special teams, even though we made another error on special teams today, which, you know, could have given them a score. Great goal line stand, you know, to keep them out of the end zone. So a lot of positive things. Going into the bye week, obviously it helps to get some of our guys that play a lot of players a little extra time to recover. You know, we're certainly got lots of things that we can improve on. We'll look at all the opponents that we have, especially our SEC opponents, and see if there's things that we need to try to work on for them during this bye week, and you know, get some more of our younger players hopefully improving to where they have a better chance to play winning football for us.
Now, as mentioned, Alabama now 8-0 on the season, defeating Tennessee 45-7 tonight. You can catch all our coverage back on BamaInsider.com. We got tons of coverage, tons of post-game analysis. We got the polls, which will be coming out tomorrow, which is Sunday, which will obviously Alabama will still be number 1 going into their bye week. Following the bye week, Alabama will then host LSU on November the 4th, and then they will travel to Mississippi State on November 11th. They will then take on Mercer on November 18th, and then close out the regular season against Auburn. That will be the Iron Bowl. That's in Auburn on November 25th. My name is Kyle Henderson. I'm the managing editor of BamaInsider.com. You can contact me at Kyle at BamaInsider.com via email, or you can just cruise on over to BamaInsider.com and join the Talk of Champions message board. I'm always kicking the ball back and forth with thousands of Alabama football and basketball fans. Our staff is combined of Andrew Bone, who takes care of all our Alabama football recruiting needs, and Tony Sakalas, who does a great job on the team front. So be sure and come on over to BamaInsider.com, listen to the podcast, and browse through our tons of Alabama football content as we continue to power through the 2017 season. Alabama's undefeated, defeating Tennessee 45-7. Light them up, smoke those cigars, enjoy your Sunday with your family, and we'll catch you soon on BamaInsider.com.